name is Vila Beck, and you, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And how do you know? How do you know if somebody's an idiot? How do you know somebody's a moron? So I've always found a good way of finding out is if they do something incredibly bad, like something that fails just in every way, shape, and form. And then they point to a specific part of their incredible failure and go, look at that! That's quite good, isn't it? Which is what we got today on radiotimes.com. Radiotimes.com is really pushing this new Doctor Who special coming out in a couple of days. It's Friday, isn't it? Which I think is going to do really badly. Oh, I don't know, but I really hope it's going to do badly. And I hope it do badly because it's I don't like it, and I hope it does badly. That's basically the bottom line. Confirmation bias, really. That's the thing I think I'm into. Anyway, so part of these ongoing promotions, they said, let's go look at the worst season of Doctor Who of all time, the least popular, the one that they went from being exciting and popular to being a national joke. And then let's look at something within that season, which of course we're doing season 12. Then let's look at something within that season. For me, it was actually the worst part of the season. I wouldn't have seen it had I not had the channel, because I would have stopped watching it Orphan 55, which was just dire in every freaking shape and way. It's so funny seeing people online on Twitter. Oh my God, that's the worst thing about having a YouTube channel. You have to use Twitter. Seeing people on Twitter talk about it. Whenever you see these crazy people going, well, why would anybody not like Orphan 55? Whenever you see who they are, and you go, who are these people? You always click on their profile. I do anyway. I look at their profile. Now they always say they got some kind of mental disorder. They got Asperger's, or they got some kind of crushing mental complaint. But listen, here's what I would like to say. It's okay if you're bonkers. It's okay if you're bonkers. If you're not mentally well, that's fine. And no one is perfect. But just know who you are. Know who you are. I'm if you're bonkers, maybe you shouldn't have such unswerving belief in your opinions. I know. It's just one man's opinion. That's what I want to say. Anyway, so speaking of being bonkers, that's the thing I'm referring to. Yaz had a mental health issue in the last season of Doctor Who, which was shoehorned in terribly, realised horribly, didn't work whatsoever, and acted atrociously. So yeah, definitely, it's season 12 Doctor Who for you. But they're going to do they had a whole article of this in Radio Times talking about how freaking fantastic it is, how wonderful it is. We're going to read this article together, and if I have strong mental fortitude, I will not commit suicide before the end of the article. Here's hoping. Thankfully, I don't have a can of gasoline to pour over myself right now, because I don't know, reading the thing can be rough. Before I get there though, because I am putting my life in on the line for you guys. Can you hit the subscribe button? That'll be freaking awesome. Can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? Normally, I announce my weekly competition. I just did a massive one. I just need a few days off. I'll start again after the weekend, plugging the whatever the next prize is. Probably something a bit Judge Dreddy. I got a lot of Judge Dredd stuff to give away. But either way, hit the subscribe button. That'd be freaking awesome. Thank you very much. Go check out my Indiegogo. Go add your email address to the sign up. The link is the first thing in the chat. Oh my God, life is so much easier without that spiel I have to do. Isn't it great? Fine, let's read this article. God help us. Why Doctor Who is tackling mental health on screen? Good question. Well, I would say more specifically, why is Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who tackling mental health on screen? You haven't actually conquered tackling Doctor Who on screen yet, so why are you trying to do something tricky like tackle the mental? And you failed totally. That was the episode. That was the incredible episode where Graham in the end said, after having a terrible villain, great actor, terrible villain. Was it Wet Willie? What would we call him? I can't remember. His fingers flew off. It was just, oh man, it was just children's TV pap. Graham, that was the one where Graham asked the Doctor for inspirational help, and the Doctor's like, I can't do that because I'm terrible. And yeah, it amazes me. the rabid fans of this era, who I don't think actually like it that much. They just like that it exists, right? You say to them, well, how is that heroic? And they go, you're a sexist. That's why you're an evil sexist, wexist. Okay. But again, check your Twitter profile. If it says you got some kind of mental complaint, maybe you want to just take a breath and think, is my point of view the only way of looking at this. Exclusive, because nobody else cares. Nobody cares. I don't even think Doctor Who magazine cares. Christian Romantic Gill explained the central important of Yaz's mental health storyline in the sci-fi series. It was half of one episode, shoehorned in badly, and didn't really work at all. It was a real failure. It was a real failure within a season of real failures. And I say failure, I'm not just talking about my own subjective judgment of failure. I'm talking about the objective metrics that said, you have failed in every freaking way, which may continue in the upcoming series. Who cares? By Hugh Fullerton, of course. Who else could it be by? The most recent series of Doctor Who strayed into an intriguing new territory for like 10-20 minutes out of nowhere, badly, right? With the storyline centered in the episode "Can You Hear Me?", focusing on the mental health of Yaz, which again, up until what was it? Season her second eight episodes into her second season, she had no mental health issue whatsoever. Indeed, she was portrayed as being the bestest ever, over and over again. But no, now they go shoehorn that in, because I think they realize without any adversity to overcome, maybe she's not the bestest ever. And others in the TARDIS team's orbit. Now, Gill and series showrunner Chris Chibnall has revealed just how important they thought the storyline was. The reason you thought it was important is because you can dine out it on your sick little Twitterati, your piss baby clump of like 1% of the population, less than that, and go, oh, you're so stunning, you're so brave. That's why you like Rosa, that's why you like Demons of Punjab, because you can virtue signal from it, which is what this is doing. You are just virtue signaling. Which is what people who aren't virtuous do when they want to appear not shitty human beings, which I guess they are. So it's very important. Tonight, on a very important episode of Doctor Who. God, none of them are important. You know what? They would be important if you hadn't have destroyed the popular appeal of Doctor Who, right? And it could actually reach people. No one's watching. No one was watching by this point, were they? Just how important they thought the storyline was, and they had plans to continue Yaz's struggle and are now filming season 13. And the only person who should be happy about this is me, because it's going to give me wonderful things to take the piss out of, right? It's going to be great. It's going to be comedy gold. I don't know why they're happy about this, but okay, whatever. I think it's really. Is this Chibnall? I think it's really important, because every family is dealing with something. Most families are dealing with the bitter, the bitter hole in their lives that they have there now, where Doctor Who used to be, right? That's what a lot of families are dealing with, because you took it away from them because you wanted a virtue there. But they're dealing with something. Head writer Chris Chibnall, who co-wrote the episode with Charlene James, exclusively told Radio Time. Blimey, it's too exclusive, you said in like 3 paragraphs. Again, it's not an exclusive if nobody cares. It's not exclusive like my toilet roll. My toilet roll ran out this morning. I had to go get a new one. That's not an exclusive. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I think it's really blah, blah, blah. And I think the responses we get to those stories, you mean utter hatred from fandom or this little round of applause you get at your dinner parties. I think you're talking about the little round of applause at your dinner parties, not the critical, unpopular failure of your show. That response, I don't think it's something to. I think the responses we get to those stories, a bit like dealing with things like Woza or Demons of Punjab in the previous series, The responses were, we get amazing. Yeah, you lost amazing amounts of viewers. We can agree there. The family audience is a great thing because they don't whitelist Doctor Who. Because they know that families are watching, and then their families can sit down and discuss them afterwards. Because we're going to give you a strong teaching moment. Because we're teachers. Because we're better than you. We are better than you. I know you don't think we are, but we are. If we weren't better than you, you would have voted the way we told you to. So you're worse than us. Okay, so that's what's going on. Thank you, Chibnall. I do get it's a sci-fi show. That's why people like it. That's why I've crammed my bollocks into it. Well, not his bollocks. I think it's more Matt Stevens into the sexual deviance with his dildo-shaped Daleks. And people watching it for escapism. Oh God, yeah, no one's have you not noticed the overwhelming criticism of your utter failure of show is it's not fun. It's a dour preach, right? So I don't think you really get it quite that much, right? I don't think you quite understand it. Because that's why you've lost all your viewers. Frickin' idiot. But TV has oh my God. I think I jumped a paragraph, but we've got to read the paragraph. I think it makes space here. It's about an alien. It's oh God. Sorry, I didn't realize it was a man with kill because it's a really stupid statement. I should have realized. Like I do get it is a sci-fi show and people like watching for escapism. It's about an alien. Yes, I know, Mandip. You're very clever, very clever. And a girl who worked with Chibnall on creating Yaz's mental health storyline in the early stages. How did you work together? How did this happen? He goes, Mandip, I want to make you even more stunning and brave. Well, I think I should be more stunning and brave. Well, I'm going to make you bonkers. Well, does that sound stunning and brave? Yes, it is! Stunning and brave! I'm so excited, my vagina's wet now. Ooh, yes, you are, Chris, I know you are. But TV had the responsibility to teach. I'm reading this. Look at the screen. This is not me making up. But TV had the responsibility to teach people about these issues and allow those who are suffering to see themselves. They're doing fine. Everybody suffering is doing fine other than you, okay? They don't need your help. Don't offer your help for anything. You're useless, okay? Your help is no help at all. They don't need it. Nobody needs it. Nobody wants it. What they would like is a fun TV show to watch, to help a bit escapism. No, we got to sit round and we got to preach. You can save planets or you can wreck them. How did that go down for you, mate? How did that go down? Not very well, was it? No, I don't think you've really excelled yourselves in reaching your audience. It just shows you exactly what's wrong with him, right? Delusional bloody. Learn how to write rather than preach to people. But TV has the responsibility to teach people about these issues. We know about them and allow those who are suffering to see themselves. Okay, people who are suffering aren't Doctor Bloody Who. Okay, Doctor Who shouldn't have mental health issues. And God. What is the thing of having to see yourself? I like Tom Baker a lot. I like him a lot. I like him in Doctor Who. I like him in lots of things. I like Peter Davison. I like everybody playing Doctor. I don't think I can relate to any of them as being a fat Jewish bloody rabbi, and yet I'm able to watch it. How am I? How is that possible? How on earth is that possible? Oh, right, because I'm not a moron like you, Chibnall. But I think, this is Mandy Kilger. But TV has the responsibility to teach people about these issues and allow those who are suffering to see themselves. I think that's what's really good about Doctor Who. Quiz is writing, and the writers before that too. They're all able to mix the two worlds together effortlessly. Effortlessly, but not really quite successfully, right? I think you mix the two worlds together badly, and people don't like it. I mean, there is that, right? There is that. How much can you tell yourself? Well, audiences are shrinking in general. Reason audiences are shrinking in general is because morons are making TV shows. That's the reason why, and you are one of those morons. We want people who are suffering to feel they are represented, representation, and feel like they can see themselves in these characters. Okay, everybody felt completely represented, right? Other than mentally ill people up until you walked in, right? Now these characters aren't characters, they're ciphers. They're not even human beings. Nobody feels represented. Apart from you, Chibnall, who you think you're doing a great job by screwing in all this tokenism into Doctor Who, which is just vile. And they can see their fears and concerns and joys in the characters. Okay, I did Chibnall's. It feels massively important because I am so massively important. It gives me so much massive importance because I'm so stunning and I'm so brave. You are. Going on to my vagina getting wet, Chris Chibnall. Yes, it is. My vagina's getting so wet because I'm so stunning. And I'm so brave. It makes me cry. It makes me cry that I'm such a good person. I know. This is what goes on in your head. This is actually a dialogue inside your head. It feels massively important and I'm really proud of how everyone's done. But mostly me. Of everyone's done. We've been really grateful for the organisation that will work with us in creating these stories and responses they've had. How's the Dyspraxia Association doing? You know, that thing that you brought in the first episode, then forgot. Right? I wonder if you'll bring it up before you kill Ryan on Friday. Chibnall Girl also noted the Doctor Who status as a high-concept sci-fi show allow for these issues to be tackled in an indirect or metaphorical way. Oh yeah, because nobody understands your subtlety there, Chibs. No one understands, how subtle you are. I've seen more subtlety wrapped around a 10-pound hammer being shoved into your head. Nothing about this is subtle. Metaphorical way offering. I understand. We understand. Offering a fairly unique opportunity to address issues like mental health without hectoring the audience. You failed. You hectored the audience. I mean, really, do you think you succeeded in any way, shape, or form? Who is this speaking? So you're not just dealing with literal expressions and things, you're dealing with metaphorical and emotional resonances within them. It doesn't feel, for me, weird that you're talking about mental health. I bet it doesn't. And then an alien added. Yeah, okay. Again, keep bagging those rocks together. You'll get those sparks sooner or later. They just go hand in hand together. And probably a big part of why Doctor Who works. Why do you think Doctor Who works? Why do you think your Doctor Who works, Mandip? I mean, I guess you are getting work out of it, but what constitutes a something that's not a crushing failure to you? I mean, really? Your ratings are falling off the cliff. You're a national joke. The fandom's in tatters. There's no merchandising. What's a failure? If all that's a success, what's a failure? I mean, do you just have to explode? Scatter and blow up? Oh yeah, that didn't work out well. Because you're able to relate to it in some degree, and then you have the escapism that people probably need from real life. Oh god, the only escapism we need from real life is from you! Highlight in the previous decades, Doctor Who have dealt with mental health issues, violence, escapism, prejudice of all different stripes. Chibnall also said he believes mental health had been tackled on the show, or believes that mental health had to be tackled on the show. The time is now. The time is now, and I am brave enough to do it because I'm Chris Chibnall. I'm Chris Chibnall with the wettest vagina in the whole world, so I'm so brave. You are so brave. Chibnall also believes that Anna was back on the show, or is the Doctor looking dated to a modern audience? Doctor's not looking like anything to any audience anymore. You know why? Because you're getting the lowest ratings ever. I really firmly believe, I hope and I believe that this festive special will get the lowest ratings ever in this entire 57-year run. Lowest. I think that's coming for you. I do think that's coming. It's not this one. It'll be the next turgid 8 episodes you're going to plop out from your arse. It's really important to keep Doctor Who connected to the time it's being broadcast in, he explained. Well, maybe try and make it classic, right? Maybe make it a classic show. I can still watch Talons of Weng Chiang. I can watch, there's great Malcolm Hooke stories, right? That were basically socialist allegories, a lot of them, and they feel very timely. I watch yours from this year, and it's dated. It's painfully dated. It's boring. I think you, again, before worrying about modern audience, just learn to write a story. Learn to write a TV show, because you can't. You just suck arse at it. Because there's lots of Doctor Who Yeah, and most people will rather watch it than yours. Have you noticed that? How you remember those watch-alongs we had earlier in the year, and they weren't any Chibnall ones, and people were like, "Well, this is good." Well, I remember why I like Doctor Who. Did you notice that? No, I guess not. And you want the current Doctor Who to feel like it's part of the world that the audience lives in. This Doctor Who doesn't feel, nothing being produced by the BBC feels like the world anybody lives in. You know why? Because your diversity and inclusivity nonsense that you keep shoving down everyone's throat. Here's the thing: nobody really minds seeing black people on TV. Nobody's like black. But people just no. What happens though is if you make a TV show that doesn't reflect the society with which it's supposed to be entertaining, and say for example have it like 70 to 80% female in charge, and like instead of having like a 10% minority, you bring that up to about 60%. Then it doesn't feel like the world. It feels like you wanting to scream that you think black people are people too. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Good. But here's the thing with people like Chris Chibnall. They are baby-brained morons, and they have to keep saying out the obvious thing over and over. Yeah, racism is bad, isn't it? Yes, Chris Chibnall. Racism is super bad. Yes, Chris, racism is super bad. Super bad. Yeah, I don't like racism. Well, you're a good boy. Yes, I am. I'm a good boy, but don't call me a boy. I'm a person. I don't assume my gender, because that's racist. And racism is bad. Yes, racism is a bad, Chris. Okay, you just got to repeat it over and over again. And some people might disagree, but that feels very important to me. What feels very important? It doesn't feel like part. No, it should be contemporary. Your Doctor Who isn't contemporary. It doesn't have any characters anybody can relate to. They're all two-dimensional ciphers because you're more concerned about their external appearance, if they're female, if they're Asian, if they're black, rather than if they have anything to say, because none of them have anything to say. So what's next for Doctor Who's new focus on mental health? Chibnall and Gill weren't giving that too much away, but both hinted it could rear its head again as Yaz continues to travel with the Doctor. Oh God, I hate it when Chibnall likes it. Maybe that's the plot, but maybe we'll do something. Yeah, God. So, I'm like, really? Can't you hire somebody to teach you how to be personable? I mean, you're overpaid to a ridiculous degree. Can't you get somebody to script how to be a human being? So you can just pretend. Jodie with the Doctor absent departing, toasting Gold Mountain Wall in the next series. Oh God, thank God this is nearly over. Thank God it's nearly over. I was reaching for the sideline captain. The story is very important in how we're revealing Yes's character over a long period to the audience. So let me recap how you're revealing her. Starts off Yaz, best as ever. You go through 90% of the screen time. Best as ever. And then you go, and she's the super best as ever because she had mental health issues and she overcame them. What were her mental health issues? Well, she was suicidal because she was being bullied for being Muslim in Yorkshire. Bullied for being Muslim in Yorkshire. How's that reflect the world we live in? Have you ever been to bloody Yorkshire? No, I don't think you have you, Chips? Because no one's being bullied for being bloody Muslim. You walk there looking a bit Jewy, you'll know what being bullied is, okay? You go to Bradford looking a bit Jewy, with an Israeli flag. You might find out what being bullied for your religions is. We start seeing Yaz with a mental health storyline. We start seeing Baz with a mental health storyline, Gil added. Now that could sort of be explored a little bit further. But there's room now to explore that. Yeah, because again, you shoehorned it in 5 minutes towards the end of the last season. It never probably felt like the right time to do it before. So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll do it while me and Jodie ship and we scissor in the TARDIS. Well, yes, they're going to scissor in the TARDIS. It's going to be so static and wave. In other words, Doctor Who's exploration of mental health may just be the beginning, and that's the first real appearance involved in magic floating fingers and ancient gods. We can only imagine how they'll tackle it next time. Oh, I can imagine. I'm gonna throw this little idea out here for you now. How I imagine they're gonna tackle it next time. It's going to be shit. It's going to be shit. So there you go. I've just reviewed it before I saw it. My name is Sheila Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos. Bye.